thing about their team. They're always going to be very good and very solid defensively. So you have to protect the ball. You have to be very strategic with your drives. Goldberg's in there in the paint, clogging up the paint. So you just got to play a very smart game. I mean, we practice on it every day. And, I think every day will get us better and better acclimate what we want to do.
You want to make sure the whole team's in concert more than ever, more than anything. It's not just about having two-man action with those two guys. They're each going to be heavily involved in sharing the load offensively. But it's really our mission is to be a team-first team.
That was Frank Vogel, the head coach of the Lakers. We all respect everything that he's saying, being the team. But, I mean, come on. You have LeBron and AD on your team. Clearly, you can make the argument 2 of the top 5 players in the game. And you got to pretty much funnel your entire offense through those 2 guys. Am I right or wrong in the direction that I'm going?
Well, no, there's no question. I mean, yes, team play, which means we're going to play around those 2 guys, through those 2 guys, and we're going to have other people complement them. And certainly those guys are unselfish, and we want to make them to make the right play and everything else. But it's not equal opportunity. That's not, and I don't think that's what Frank meant.
Yeah.
We're playing through those 2 guys, and they're going to make everybody else better.
And Sekou, I'll bring this one to you. What did you see in that first game against the Clippers? We saw through the first 3 quarters, LeBron, AD, they can combine to score 41 points. In the fourth quarter, they combined to score 2. I mean, was it the Clippers' defense or was it more the Lakers? Which one did you think it was?
Look, you saw flashes. It's the first game, and so there's a comfort zone that every team has to get into, even one that's coming back intact, where you have most of your personnel returning. It takes a little time for them. All I saw was LeBron really doing whatever he could to make sure he fed Anthony Davis. And that probably took a little bit of starch out of them late in the game. When the defense knows exactly where you're going with it, they can adjust and make sure that if that's what you're doing, they play that and then make those other guys, be the ones that beat you. And the Lakers, they're going to have quite a few instances this year where I would imagine LeBron James and Anthony Davis are playing 2-man basketball. I don't care if you go to your local gym. There's going to be a hierarchy on the court. And on every team, there's going to be a way you play, guys you play around. They just so happen to have 2 of the best in the business to play around. So whatever their supporting cast does in conjunction with that is a bonus for the Lakers. What they've got to do is learn how to defend, I think. That's where their biggest, gap is going to be, Coach, is making sure they pay attention to their defensive principles, things they got away from them last year under Luke Walton that cannot happen under Frank Vogel and this staff.
No, you hit it on the head. That was my only negative takeaway. Like, Sekou's absolutely right. It takes time, and I think what we saw offensively was I saw LeBron deferring to Anthony Davis, trying to make sure, because and he said it in the preseason, right? We're going to play through Anthony Davis, and he was making sure that'll happen. They'll figure that out, how they're going to play the 2 of them. But defensively, they have the pieces to be a great defensive team. I was disappointed in their defense the other night. It's only 1 game, but that's where they're going to have to get the job done.
Well, you talk about defense. We know Anthony Davis spoke about it in the preseason. He wanted to be the defensive player of the year. He said he was going to hold himself accountable, hold LeBron accountable on the defensive end. But put that on pause for a second. The depth of this team is something that I look at also. We all know that Rondo's out right now. We know that his level of basketball IQ is on another level. So once he comes back, how is he going to fit in with LeBron playing the point guard position, being the main ball handler on this team?
Well, look, I mean, LeBron, I don't care how you try to set it up. Like, LeBron is the best playmaker in this league, has been for a long time. Certainly in critical situations, the ball's going to be in his hands all the time. And so your primary job as other people are how can you play off the ball? That's never really been Rondo's greatness. And so I see Rondo's best fit with that team as being somebody that plays with the second unit when LeBron's out. That doesn't mean they can't figure it out. They're both really smart guys. I just don't think it's the most natural fit.
Also, I don't remember the last time we saw a LeBron James team. Excuse me, Rob. When's the last time we saw a LeBron James team that didn't have him as the prime? I mean, the first time we ever saw him in high school on ESPN, he was the tallest guy on his team, but he was still the primary ball handler. He's a playmaker at heart, Coach. That's his natural basketball instinct, and you'd be crazy to me as a coach of any LeBron James team to try and take that away from him.
And I don't think they will. And you're absolutely right. I know coaching against him for years, which is never fun, by the way. You know, we played him in 2009, long time ago. He had that huge series, I think his highest scoring playoff series ever, still to this day, averaged 36. But our thing is we weren't going to double him because he's so great as a passer, making everybody else better. The ball has to be in his hands. And the other issue for them, if you try to put the ball in somebody else's hands, LeBron's game has not declined much, but in some areas, just a little. He used to be great off the ball. He used to be a great cutter, and when he didn't have the ball, you had to be aware of him. I don't see much of that in his game anymore now. You know, his greatness is with the ball in his hands. That's the way they need to play, and I think you'll see him play that way.
Definitely a different player as he ages. Not the same player that we saw in that Heat package, but he's arriving tonight. Check out my swag. Y'all walk like a ball player. LeBron arriving on the red carpet. No, that's in the red carpet. Nike LeBron 7s. Those are the throwbacks. They're now retros. Can't believe he's in year, 17?
You know, bro.
Hey, man, it happens.
Not LeBron.
JJ, hey, he told Zion, don't mess this up for me. He's trying to go to the playoffs. Lonzo Ball is playing with a confidence unlike no other. Is he a still big baller? Absolutely he is.